This is gonna get me so much hate. You guys are gonna cancel me. I probably shouldn't even say this, but hi everybody, what is up? Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Victoria. I am a 23-year-old woman of transgender experience, and I make mostly LGBT content here on YouTube. If that's your thing, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below so that you never miss out on a new upload. Now, I really wasn't gonna do a video this week because I just wasn't feeling it, I guess. It's not even just that I wasn't feeling it, but I don't know, I guess I felt a lot of pressure to make trans related content specifically. And like I've said in other videos, not all of my life is being transgender, and quite frankly, taking a lot of the time out of my day to think about trans stuff can be really mentally draining. So I figured I would take you guys along with me while I repot some of my lovely plants. Now, I cannot tell you how much I love my little plant babies. 3 months ago maybe, I started collecting plants and I haven't stopped. You see that I'm surrounded by plants right now. There are plants behind you for sure. There are all sorts of plants everywhere, and I am so happy. It just, I don't know, I haven't had this kind of passion for something in so long, so I am so super excited to repot some plants with you and tell you some of my unpopular opinions. Before I jump into this week's video, I just want to say you're here, you're on my channel, you're watching me. Thank you so much for joining me. While you're here, you might as well hit that red subscribe button down below so that you never miss out on a new upload every single week, and hit that big thumbs up button to help support my channel so much. So if you want to see me repot some of my plants, and if you want to hear some of my unpopular opinions, please keep on watching. Okay, so let me tell you the game plan that we have here. So over here I have a couple of pre-soaked terracotta pots. I pre-soak them because terracotta wicks away moisture from the roots, which is what we want, but we don't want it to be super dry when we first put them in. So the plants that I am repotting today are, I am repotting my Begonia Maculata, I believe is how you pronounce it. It is so gorgeous. She is so, I mean, look at the styles, look at the spots right underneath the leaves are all red. She's doing really great. I got her a couple of weeks ago. She was in okay shape, but I am so excited to see how she thrives out of her nursery pot and into this terracotta. I am also going to be repotting this spider plant that I have been propagating. Now, I am so super excited about it. This has been going on for I want to say 3 weeks or so, maybe 2-3 weeks that I've been propagating. So the snake plant actually produces its own pups, its own babies. And if you take one off from the little tendrils and you pop it into water, this happens. Look at those roots. Isn't that so interesting? I think it's so interesting. So it's been growing for a while. You could technically just put it right into wet dirt, but I like to see it happen. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to repot the begonia, and I'm also going to relocate this spider plant into a slightly larger terracotta. And from there, I will eventually repot her to a larger one once I have multiple other spider plants to propagate. First things first, I'm going to make my potting soil mix. Now I am using this old Halloween cat bowl. Because this is not going to be a sit down plant video, I'm not gonna go too in depth with each and everything that I do to my plants, but I will say all of my potting mix is going to be a mixture of regular Miracle-Gro potting mix. I have some orchid bark, and I'm also going to be mixing in some perlite as well as some charcoal to help with moisture management. Okay, so my first unpopular opinion is that Lil Nas X. I know you've all heard his Call Me By Your Name song. Haven't heard it, you haven't seen it, go look it up right now. You must be living under a rock. But pretty much everybody is talking about it. And it's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Bad in terms of inappropriateness. I was expecting far worse. To be completely honest, I'm realizing now that I'm gonna need an apron for this because this is a white dress and I'm doing repotting with brown soil. So I'm gonna put this on. This is actually true vintage. Okay, so I'm in my apron and back to the topic at hand. So if you compare Lil Nas X's video to the WAP video, I mean, yes, obviously he's in hell and giving lap dance to the devil. I was expecting it to be way more sexual, A, and way more offensive, B. And it wasn't giving me any of that. It was giving me very like MTV vibes where it's dirty, but it's not like, it's not filthy. So I think people just need to calm down. And speaking of WAP, this is gonna get me so much hate. You guys are gonna cancel me. I probably shouldn't even say this, but I personally, not a fan of WAP, the song and the video. Let me get into why. I'm talking about the song, the video, and the Grammy performance. So I feel like the song itself, corny, you know? It just feels very like it was made for the male gaze and less for empowerment, which is fine. It doesn't have to all be about empowerment. And before anybody comes for me saying that I don't appreciate women's sexuality and that I'm trying to oppress women's sex positivity, that's not the case at all. I love, you know, I mean, I grew up listening to Lil Kim and Remy Ma, and you know, it's not the sexuality that bothers me. Like when Lil Kim, for example, Lil Kim was rapping about, you know, her coochie and how people need to lick on her and taste her. And listen, I listened to that and I was like, I have got to get me a coochie. But I listened to WAP and it just like, it feels very aggressive. And the Grammy performance, I'm sorry. If you want to go on stage and scissor and have a whole burlesque stripper show, by all means, do that. Amazing, do it. Not at the Grammys. Let's look at Demi Lovato's Grammy performance versus Megan Thee Stallion. I mean, just watch it. Just watch it. Watch the two side by side. You'll see what I mean. All right, you know what? You guys are not ready for this next one. You're not. You're just not ready for it. And I know some people are going to agree, some people are going to disagree, but here we go. I believe that people can change. So I believe that people, their actions, while they should be held accountable for their actions, I do believe that it doesn't define who you are as a person. If you truly want to change, if you take the time, you take the resources, whether it's therapy or education or rehab or whatever, if you take those steps and you take that action to make change, I do genuinely believe that real change can be made. So speaking of change, let's talk about this. So this plant was a little pup that came right off of its mother plant, and just like all of its siblings, it had no roots and it was just surviving off of the mother plant. Now, this plant has full roots and it is just thriving on its own. It's living, it's growing, it's gotten even bigger since I've taken it off the mother plant. People are a lot like that. Plants do differently in different environments, in different pots, different parts of the house, different water, different, you know, food. And humans are very much the same way. I do believe that we have some core traits and some core values that really define who we are as a person. But I think when you educate yourself, no matter what the age, you can absolutely change. Who I am now is not at all the same person that I was when I was 13, 14. Even when I was 18, 20, I behaved differently than I do now, and I'm still so young, but it's just a testament to the fact that people can change. I mean, obviously, Exhibit A, I physically changed my entire body. Are you excited to go into your new pot? Oh my God, I'm so excited for her. Okay, and just like a person who has gone to therapy and rehab, this little plant has changed for the better. She is in her new pot. I am so super excited to see her grow in this own little space. You just graduated. Oh, I'm so excited. She just moved from here, this little jar of water, to this pot, and she's now gonna thrive. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put this little tray right underneath her, and I'm gonna give her a good old-fashioned watering with some purified water. Now that that is potted, my next unpopular opinion is that I actually really like TikTok. I know, I'm so sorry. I don't know. I feel like last year at this time, I was looking at people that made TikToks or people that had a TikTok, and I was like, ew, like, really? You really have that Vine knockoff? But now, like, I waste hours. I waste hours on TikTok. The first time when you first download it, it's kind of like, it's okay. But as you give it some time, that shit knows what you like. Well, TikTok does have a lot of toxicity that comes with it. And, you know, obviously there are the like 14-year-olds that are just gyrating and dancing and stuff on the app. And that is not what I'm there for. And I never see that. In fact, actually, I see that on Instagram more than anything. So comment down below if you agree. I feel like I see the cringy TikToks on Instagram, but on actual TikTok, I never see them. So my next unpopular opinion, I love Trisha Paytas. Listen. I know she's done a lot of problematic things. Also, I mean, of course, mental health has a component with all of that. Always involved with some kind of drama. She's always crying, but listen, I have been following her since I was like, I don't know, whenever YouTube first came out, when she first started her channel. Blonde sundoll for MJ, baby, I'm all here for you. Brunette sundoll for TP, because I love me some Trisha Paytas, honey. Oh my God. Okay, so back in the day, I'd watch her like morning. I'm not even repotting a plant. Back in the day, I used to watch her old videos, and I would watch her like routine videos. I still do sometimes, even her like ones from like 9 years ago. She's just so entertaining to watch. She's like some kind of anomaly of some kind. I don't know. I do not know. Like that clip of her on Frenemies that's like, I wish we had a Domino's pizza. Should we? Kinda. Did you eat this morning? She makes me laugh like more than anybody else, and I wish she didn't, because I understand that she's problematic, and I understand that like every dollar that I produce by watching her content goes back to her, and that it goes back to her trolling. But I'm here for it, and she's still around because y'all are also here for it. So I'm saying it's an unpopular opinion, but it's clearly popular. You guys just don't want to talk about it. So I'm moving my begonia over to this lovely little terracotta pot. I am super excited. I'm also kind of nervous. So let me tell you the backstory with this plant. I got her at a local shop, and when I first looked at all of them in a row, there was a plant or two that had some mites. I couldn't really tell if they were like mealybugs or spider mites or what, but they had a couple little bugs, and you know, like a couple of them, one or two had like an insect or something, and it's a large grow house, so I would assume, and I could not find these babies anywhere else, so I was okay with it. But she's been quarantining for like a week, 2 weeks maybe, and I think she's doing good. I applied some neem oil, I conditioned her, I sprayed the roots, I checked under all the leaves, and I think she's good. This will be my first time actually removing her from her nursery pot, so we will see if she's got any bugs. If she does, she's going right back in. Okay, so I did just water her yesterday, so she's gonna be a little wet, but I'm looking now in the roots, and I don't see, she doesn't even really need to be repotted actually. I think she's doing just fine, but I don't know if you guys have seen or heard of this show on Amazon Prime called Them. It was advertised to me on TikTok. Funny enough that I was just talking about TikTok. It was advertised to me on my Amazon Fire Stick, and I was like, you know what, like, that looks pretty cool. I assumed it was giving me very like Get Out vibes. It was giving me very that, like a race-based thriller or horror film. And I'm here for it. If it's gonna teach me a lesson, if it's gonna be, you know, scary and informative, and it's by a Black creator, like, I'll here for it, 100%. Them, I will just say to you, I do not recommend watching them, especially if you are someone that has gone through sexual violence or any kind of violence, period. But like, I started watching them a couple days ago, and the first couple episodes were, of course, very hard to watch. So it takes place in the 1950s, and basically it's talking about the migration from the South to places like Compton for people of color. And this is in the 50s, so of course segregation and violence against Black people and everything was even more prevalent than it is still actively today. The first couple episodes were very hard to watch and troubling, but I expected as much. You know, sometimes it actually kind of felt uncomfortable to watch, where I was like, I actually at one point I paused it and I looked up to make sure that it was a Black creator, because it felt very white supremacist and exploiting Black pain for the sake of exploiting Black pain. So right off the bat, I was not super comfortable watching it. And then as the season progressed, I got to episode like 4. I think there are 10 episodes altogether. It was like 4 or 5 maybe. And there was this scene. I won't get into depth. If you want to look it up to know what I'm talking about, be my guest. But trigger warning, if you want to watch that show or even research it, it was the most troubling thing that I've ever seen on TV. It was very much like torture porn, or like I said, just like exploiting Black trauma for the sake of exploiting it. And it didn't feel like there was any message whatsoever. I even looked it up and it seemed like it was just, the moral of the story was racism is bad, which like absolutely, and I know that, but I don't want to sit there and relive this trauma for education or entertainment's sake. By all means, go ahead and watch it. But to me, I had nightmares because as someone with experience, as someone who has experienced a sexual assault, nothing to the degree to which this character on the show did. It was incredibly triggering, and I had terrible dreams last night. So I will go right ahead and say, if you have not watched them yet, genuinely don't. Genuinely do not watch it, because it didn't serve any purpose to me. It didn't feel like it was a means for a message. And even so, like I said, I didn't finish the season, but I looked it up and it didn't have any kind of resolution. So yeah, Them is not a good show. Unpopular opinion. This next one has been so highly debated for years and years, decades even. I'm sure your forefathers have argued about it. And this is the subject of pineapple on pizza. Now, I want you to stop right now, comment down below. Do you think I enjoy it or I hate pineapple on pizza? Leave a comment, let me know. Okay, I love pineapple on pizza. Oh my God, it's something about the delicious combination of savory and sweet. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. And I understand some people don't want that kind of like flavor combo, but it's delicious. Here's the thing though. I don't really care. And I think that's the most important thing to know about really all of this. Some people will fight to the death, even about pineapple on pizza, but people will fight to the death about that kind of stuff. And like, girl, it's not that serious. It is not that serious. I will say, I think I'm right. That pineapple on pizza is delicious, but everybody's taste buds are different, girl. Everybody's different, who cares? But yes, I will eat pineapple on pizza all day, every day. I literally had it like 2 nights ago. I'm having a burrito bowl today that's gonna have some pineapple salsa in it. I just love sweet and savory. Pineapple is that bitch, and pineapple's gonna stay that bitch, period. Are you ready to see the Begonia in her new home? I'm so excited. Look at, oh my God. The colors complement so well. I am just so happy and proud. I look like that woman from Powerpuff Girls that's like from here up and she's like, well, girls, the mayor needs you. Anyway, I am so happy with how she looks. She's in a pre-soaked terracotta. I'm going to give both her and the spider plant a little bit of love. But yes, thank you all so much for joining me on this journey. This was so fun. So if you want to see more plant content, or if you just want to see me sit down and talk to you about even stuff non-plant related while I'm just around my plants, please let me know, because this was the most fun video I've filmed in a long time. So yeah. If any of your opinions differ from mine, if you have some unpopular opinions that I did not list on this video, please, please, please leave a comment down below letting me know, because I love hearing from you guys and interacting with you. If you enjoyed this video, if you enjoy seeing me and my face, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. It helps out my channel so much. And more importantly, please make sure you hit that subscribe button down below so that you never miss out on a new upload every single Wednesday-ish. We love you guys so much, and until I see you next Wednesday, good luck. I love you. Bye.